When I was 7 years old, my father got dial-up internet on the farm. I knew right away this was the new world. I remember riding my motorbike out onto the sandy dirt road on the farm with the fresh warm air rushing over my face. As the sugarcane fields blurred past me, my mind became still and my thoughts became clear. Now this is freedom. Back home, I rode into the workshop and my dad called me over. He had been in there fixing our Ford Bucky all day. I can still smell the oil from the big yellow Komatsu D85 bulldozer. He pointed to the engine crane and said, "Pull on that arm and lift the engine." I looked at him in disbelief. I asked my dad how I, such a small little boy, would ever be able to lift that engine. And he looked at me, smiled a knowing smile, and said, "Leverage, my boy, leverage." I scrambled over, grabbed the crane arm, and pulled with all my might. I couldn't believe it. With every repetition, the engine would inch up little by little. Once we got the engine high enough to lift up and put back in the bucky, all I could think to myself was, "This is wild." I looked up at my dad, wide-eyed, and said to him, "This leverage stuff is like magic." This got my young mind thinking. If I could lift such a massive engine with leverage, what else could I do? I could lift a big slippery slide, so I can slide all the way from the house on the top of the hill, down, over the fence, and into my favorite dam at the bottom of the hill. If I had such a cool slide, then everyone would want to be friends with me. As I grew, so did my fascination with leverage. I've always been hunting for a way for money to work for me, so that I could be rich. But I never really had lots of money, so even if it worked for me, it didn't do much. Things started to change when I left varsity. Life started to get real. Real responsibilities, real bills, real problems, and real challenges. I remember looking at my bank account. I had R7.25 left in my account. I'd had enough. Where was the leverage? How could I apply it now? I hated my life so much, I decided to burn the boats and quit my job. I procrastinated on my dreams so much that I was lost in a corporate job that I hated, living paycheck to paycheck, unhealthy and unhappy. What was I doing? How had it got this bad? Finally, I decided to search for a way to leverage myself out of this rut. That's when I discovered the power of digital leverage on YouTube. A whole new world with the possibility of getting my dream life back on track. This is the story of how digital leverage and a few YouTube videos changed my beliefs and made me realize I could live the life of my dreams. Find out how I did it and how you can too. Get out your rut, stop consuming content, and start creating content. This year, my YouTube channel made me more than double what my old corporate job used to pay me. I'm going to share this story in next week's newsletter, so sign up below so you don't miss out.